What's up, guys? Goldang Bros Gaming here. The Lucky Draw Podcast, episode 28 is upon us here at the end of August. It seems like fall already with how cold it got quickly. I'm not gonna lie, it is actually. I'm not complaining because it was getting pretty hot there for a while.
Yeah, we almost hit triple digits once, but in general it was staying mid 90s.
Yeah.
So I know some of you guys down south, that's my everyday day. Well, not up here in the mountains. So
Now, weather can be unpredictable and do all types of stuff. But this week we did do some traveling around West Virginia. Kind of hit 3 challenges, 3 days. Didn't really expect to. Kind of just hit one, hit two we were planning on, and then one we were like, what are we doing today? And we decided to go drive 2 hours. But the first one was in Morgantown on Saturday, where I ended up 3-2 running Sharp Dango. A cool thing I did there was a coin bonus for 6. It's absolutely broken. But to give you a little context here, I didn't just do it just to do it. I was facing a Guardy who miscounted their damage and tried to knock out a Goldango. It was sitting at 250, so it was a perfect opportunity for me to coin bonus the active one, Turo it, move one with a balloon, coin bonus again, and then move another one up, coin bonus and attack with that one. So it wasn't just for any reason. I actually had a reason to do it. But other than that, I did face Tiger in the last round who kind of stomped me, but he did a little bit better up there in Morgantown than I did.
yeah, I took the big lizard.
Listen.
But like Charizard was fine, went 4-1. I lost. I don't remember what I lost. Oh yeah, round one I lost to somebody still playing Dragapult Goldango, and wasn't ready for their spicy cards in the list. They had a Halucha and they had Crispin, and so I was like, it is what it is. You don't plan for weird possibilities and variances. So I just wasn't ready for it. So lost that one. Beat everything else. Beat a Mirror, beat a Grimmsnarl, beat Polt Noir, and then Goldango.
Yeah, it was definitely an onslaught of a match there. I didn't really have much. I have had some luck, which we'll get to on Monday. But then Sunday we decided to drive 2 hours to Hurricane, West Virginia, Tays Valley. The kitchen table cards and games was running a challenge, kind of a smaller area, but they are updating. So next tournament they run, they said we'll be in a much bigger location. But yeah, it was kind of cool, little local set. Instead of having table numbers, kind of find your opponent, sit and play with them. I again started off hot 2-0, and then kind of ran into Josh Stapler, one of our West Virginia players here. Had a really tight match. Probably could have done one thing different earlier on. Kind of hard to tell whether that was the changing point in the match or not. Lost that tight one. Then proceeded to Scyther pass for 4 turns the next round. And that was not fun. But still, somehow, with that 2-2 record, ended up in third place. So left with some CP there, which I don't get much CP. So we'll take it where we can. So hopefully I'll replace that third in the future. But for now, we're on the board.
Yeah, I went down there, played Charizard again. I don't know if you guys realize this, but I kind of like Charizard.
What is it?
Lizard. Um, Game one, I hit a Joltango, the Joltic Box Goldango list. Um, I went, I'm pretty sure it was like Pidgey Pass for like 3 turns. That's not normal in Charizard decks because you play 4 Arvins, 2 to 3 Ionos, sometimes a Research, plus Cleffa, Artisan. There's lots of things to get cards, and I just didn't hit it, so that's fine. Um, then, what was it, game two? I hit somebody playing Matang Melmetal.
Wow.
So, I mean, just somebody who likes playing their pet decks. They weren't ready for Chi-Yu, so that was how that went. Game three hit a Dusk Noir Dragapult deck. And really, guys, I promise you, the matchup is not as bad as people say it is. Most people are definitely just playing this matchup wrong. A double TM Evo and a Pichu does help fix the matchup. If they get aggressive with the Badoo, you go Pichu. If you see a line to go double TM Evo, do it. You do not have to TM Evo into your Charizard, but double TM Evo into a Pidgeot will just win you the game, so you can start targeting their Dusk lines. Game 4 was against the person who ended up going 4-0. They were also playing Polt Noir, and I made one mistake out of like natural reflexes. I Turrowed something and then put the baby back down. So I Turrowed up a Charizard and put the Charmander back down, and that costed me the game. The moment I put it down, I knew I lost. Because I went, it gave them a win con, because they were at 1 prize card, I was at 3. I went Turrow my Charizard and KO with a different one to put us both 1-1, and with an unfair stamp play. So they had 2 cards to figure out how to do it, and they top decked a Halucha.
Nice.
So that is what gave them the win. Because they didn't have a Polt line, they didn't have any of that stuff, because I chased them down like I said you're supposed to. Only one Dusk Noir from both players got played that game, because we both knew that's the win con. But other than that, yeah, it was... I made a mistake by putting the Charmander back down, because it gave him a win con with Halucha. And if I didn't do that, there's no way he could... he can't use Counter Catcher, because the only 2 cards I had left on board would have been a Charizard and a Pheasantipity. He can't use Counter Catcher because we both would have been at 1. And he so that specifically his only win con there would have had to have been Halucha plus Boss as his 2 cards. Because he didn't have another Cloak, because he had to over-evolve to make sure I couldn't chase down a 1-prizer. But that's how it goes sometimes. You win some, you lose some, and you just keep going forward.
Yeah, we did end up getting some Detective Pikachu packs that we're going to crack here. We put our store credit together. So, Tiger, go ahead and crack one, and I'll crack one after you.
For those of you who weren't around to get the Detective Pikachu packs, they're not like normal cards. They're very realistic looking cards because they're based out of the movie. They've got scenes of the Detective Pikachu movie, and they still have some stuff that we don't get anymore, like a fairy type Snubble, a Magikarp. Look at the guy. Look how realistic that dude is.
Yep. Chop that up, put it on some sushi. Oh, that's a good one.
Bulbasaur, one of Sean's favorite guys.
Yeah.
Because he's a grass type.
Yep.
Ditto. And code card. Boop.
All right. So
There's not too many hits in this set. We just wanted to show off a kind of an older set that people might not have been able to get a hold of.
Yep. So we got a Lickitung, Jigglypuff.
Also another fairy type.
Yeah. Magikarp. Mewtwo.
That was one of the hits of the set.
Yeah, so we got the Mewtwo. That one was actually a really good one. Very realistic and very close to what he looked like in the movie. If you hadn't had a chance to see it, definitely. Pretty sure it's on Netflix or something.
Yeah, Detective Pikachu's always somewhere. Code card.
Code card. Alright, so there's the fun for that from Sunday. Then moving on to Monday, back home here in Bridgeport, 10, 15 minutes away. Went to Inside Astronomy. They're one of our sponsors for the code cards at the tournament. So anybody that takes part in the weekly draw, the Lucky Draw weeklies, the codes are coming from Inside Astronomy. Jeremy over there runs a very good store for anybody looking for singles, from old stuff to slabs to you name it. I mean, a lot of his stuff is pushed through TCG Player, which we'll throw a little link here in the bottom of this video to help him out, help us out since he does. And that's where we always go to get our cards while we've been here. But yeah, we went to that challenge. Probably one of the last challenges that we play, being here in West Virginia, unless we come back to visit, which we probably will every now and again. But same deal, ran the same deck back, Sharp Dango. Everybody here knows that's what I'm playing, so it's fine. Ended up 2-2, not great. Didn't really score any points or nothing, but it was fun getting some practice in. For me, playing in Mexico instead of judging, it's definitely a change. But it's kind of cool to start the season off that way. Then I can focus on Pittsburgh and Milwaukee as the rest of the tournaments hit the season.
Yeah, for poor Shawn, there were 4 Charizards out of 10 people. Um, I mean, I don't know if that's attested to how well it did at Worlds or just a tribute to the group here, knowing that that's what I played the Worlds. So them knowing that if it was a good enough play to Worlds, that it was a good enough deck to play. A lot of their lists were really close to what I played to Worlds, so that was cool. Um, but I ended up going 1-3. Just because sometimes you have a bad day, and challenges are those type of things. I hit a Raging Bolt that just kind of overran me with Baby Bolt snipes. I did 3 Ionos and I didn't find an Ultra Ball or a Charizard, so like I can't really help that. Then I hit I don't remember what the next one was, but I lost to it as well. Then I hit a Poltzard and beat that one because I got turned to Dust Noir Charizard KO 2 Dracloaks. Not It's kind of hard to come back from that.
Yeah.
And then game 3 I hit Shawn. Game 4 I hit Shawn, and he was able to squeak out a win.
Yeah.
It is possible for Dango to beat Charizard. It just has to go. A lot of things have to go right for the Dango player, and a lot has to go wrong for the Charizard player.
Yep, that's the key there.
I ended up with 3 of my 5 fire energies in my hand, like 3 times in that match, and I prized both super odds. So it was not an easy thing to do. Shawn still beat me by I think 1 KO, because I did an unfair stamp, and then I was like, oh, okay, cool, I found a super rod. And after this point, because after a couple prize cards were taken, I got the super rod back out of it. And then I was like, well, I need to super rod some stuff, and I know him to 1. And I did, but the 3 cards I got, 2 of them were fire energies that I just put back in. And then I Pheasantipitied and found a 3rd one. So I went attach pass, and he went, oh, and got the KO.
Yeah, the Iono was definitely a lie. The 1 card I don't think mattered, but the next 2 cards I got were Boss and Superior, and those are the 2 things I needed. Proceeded to draw just to get more fodder for the Superior, but yeah, it's pretty simple. So it does squeak out sometimes, but like Tiger said, everything's got to line up perfectly for both players. One player in a good way, and the other player in a very negative way.
Oh, and what Shawn means by sharp Dango, I know you heard him say it a couple times. It's just straight Dango. There's no Ceruledge, no Togekiss, no Dusk Noir, no anything. It's just a bunch of metal Pokemon doing metal things.
I mean, I guess I call it sharp because of Scizor, because that way it helps me differentiate between Kiss Dango and all the other Joltango, everything that's coming out now. Dango Pult, if it's still being played, like
apparently some people are.
I mean, yeah, so that's just my definition of it. But yeah, Tiger's right. It's more of a straight Dango build, as many may be accustomed.
And we want to coin it for Joltango, because that deck just kind of be dancing around to figure out its attackers.
Yeah.
Draw some cards, move to an Iron Hands. Draw some cards, move to a different one, and draw some more cards. Pikachu, then draw some cards. You just kind of switching around back and forth doing the Joltango.
Oh, I will say that all the matchups I played a couple this weekend, straight Dango definitely has an advantage in that match, in my opinion, unless we just literally start Gimme Ghoul Pass and they end up finding hands to start early and then things just downslide from there. But I was fortunate enough to lock everything up and keep it nice and tight. It was not a hard matchup at all.
Yeah, for anybody who's confused on how to play the Joltango versus Dango matchup, normally you don't want to give Joltik going second, but you don't actually mind when you're playing regular Dango, because you can get set up and chase down the attacker way faster. That's the big thing. And if they don't have... If it's not Pikachu specifically that they power up, and even if they do, you just go chase it with like a baby Dango to put the punch into it. That makes a huge difference. And that's how you really just win the matchup. You just aggressively chase the two prizers. And the turn that you think that they can get a 6 energy plus attachment to Goldango, you chase the Dango. Because they have to work a lot harder to get those energies out first, which is mainly on the Iron Hands. Which also means you can just keep the energies on the Iron Hands by going around it and having all of your Pokemon out of range of what the Iron Hands can swing.
Yeah, that's the key there. Definitely don't give up any double prize when you don't need to. But all of it was practice for us going into Monterrey, Mexico, and then obviously Pittsburgh right after. Kind of merging those as like one big workup in a way. So I mean, it was good for me. I needed to get my mannerisms down and play a lot more. I know Tiger's pretty fresh coming off a workup for Worlds, so it's not as big of a deal. But he did want to look at some of the stuff coming out of Japan. We brought up, I'm going to say it wrong, but Pokebook. So we're going to flop screens here in just a second. I'm going to give him the mouse and he can go through. So let's go. Scene.
For anybody who wants to know, Pokebook, it's Pokeca book, like it says right here.
Mouse is yours.
Here is the website. This is a Japanese site that you can translate into English and look at some of the decks that they're playing during the current format they're in. So let's just go ahead and let's check Sunday, because Sunday is a big day. Multiple events get run on Sundays all over the place. And looks like a Hydreigon won. It's not something normal. I'm assuming that this Vileplume has come out. I haven't personally seen what this Vileplume does yet. Here's the Control Arbok deck. What you do with it, you sit behind it and you use the Alakazam to swing from the bench, because this is the 151 Alakazam. And we have the draw engine built into the Alakazam now, because the Mega Set is giving us these new Abracadabra Alakazam. Single prize deck. Looks like Deca Nuchan. I probably butchered that, but that's just Tinkaton. Tinkaton gets the buff with the Alakazam line to just keep drawing more and more cards. So instead of like the Dunsparce that was out, you use that, you shuffle 2 in, draw 3. So you just positive that way. But what you do here is you use the Suspicious Clock, and you just kind of devolve the Alakazam line and then re-evolve them to draw more cards.
That's pretty slick.
Ogerpon seems pretty Sinisha. Looks like Slowking. Nothing brand new with that. Espathra, nothing new with that. Walls, adding the Crystalline and the Dreadnought. So the Dreadnought is interesting. So the Dreadnought's effect is it can't be damaged by anything that swings for 200 or more. Meganium, Ogerpon, Hydrapple. I think there is... I think Andrew Mahone was playing this list here on one of his streams either today or yesterday, depending on when you watch this. But Hydrapple's effect is Accelerating Energy, and its attack is 1 grass, 30 plus 30 for all grass on the board. That's where the Ogerpon comes in. Start Teal Dancing, that's more energies. And the Meganium, its effect is to double the effect of all basic grass energies on the board. And with the Stadium, you just kind of go, alright, cool. 1 turn Hydrapple, 1 turn Meganium. And now you have 2 Stage 2 grass Pokemon swinging for big numbers. Just to give a reference of how hard this can hit for really early aggressive pressure. So let's say turn 1, you got two Teal Dance and Attachment. That's 3 energies. Turn 2, you got to evolve your Hydrapple and your Meganium. So Attach Return is 4. Ripening Charge is 5. Teal Dance is 7. Let's double that. So that is 240 base, and we're going to double that. We're going to get 400 and, what? Because it'll be 480 minus 30, because you don't double the actual attack of the Syrup Storm. So 450
Which clears pretty much everything.
Yeah, that's crazy for 8 energies.
You can keep talking. I just want to make sure we're all good.
But that's just showing some of the things that, like, the first handful of decks we see are not Mega based. Let's see. Well, Poison Moon coming back.
Ooh.
That's a good sign for me.
You've played that a couple times.
I have played this a couple times. This looks really, really similar to what I played, minus the bear.
Actually, that's funny. That looks like what I played to a Professor Cup cut in half.
This is exactly my 60 from Milwaukee. If anybody wants to go check that, minus one Roaring Moon for a what the heck is it? A Koraidon. I apologize.
You did run the Koraidon.
And minus one bear for a second monkey. Everything else looks to be the exact same. Even the judge. All right, here's our first one. Mega Abomasnow.
Whoa. Why is it so small? Is it just
because it's just a bunch of 4s.
Oh, I see.
This guy, it must be a meme deck. Because the EXP shares, the Hildas, yeah, this is just, I want to find this guy and swing. All right, so this is one of the ones that we did know was going to get a buff. The Armor Box got the Mega Kangaskhan. I was trying to see. I thought some of these were supposed to be playing the Mega Mawile as well. But for anybody else, so Mega Kangaskhan effectively just... Oh, it's got the Mega Latias in there too. Okay, cool. But Mega Kangaskhan's ability is when it goes to the active, it draws 2 cards. So every turn, which is something that this deck lacked, every turn you go, all right, push Kangaskhan up, draw 2, then Fez for 3. Now you got +5 for every KO. But let's go even further. Let's chain that with... All right, so Research for 7, Kangaskhan for 2, Fez for 3. Now you just saw, what, 12 cards for a knockout, which increases exponentially how far you can dig into the deck with this deck.
Festival lead.
Yeah, Festival lead, but it's playing the duck. So yes. The duck is a very important thing in this...
In that deck.
Yeah, specifically in this deck, because its worst matchup is Dragapult. Because Dragapult can take out all this stuff, so you go Rapska, get rid of the damage counters that can be spread. Psyduck gets rid of the fact that they can't use Dusknoir anymore, and now they're just swinging into a Dipplin over and over and over because they can't get rid of the 2 of these things. And if they chase the duck, you play one Night Stretcher and a Super Rod. Like, they have to go back after it a couple times, which is not easy to do since they're only getting 1 prize a turn. Looks like Frostlass Monkey Door Control.
Practice, yeah.
Old for Alligator's getting a little love. Alright, Mega Manectric. Mega Manectric has a attack for 2 energies, hits for 120, it's immune to damage from basics, and then the 3 lightning, discard all of them, hit for 330. That's kind of just the big swinger. Just more of it. There's Mega Lucario. Looks like the baby Zoroark. You can power up other people with Lucario's first attack.
Keep on.
The Cornerstone makes sense as well. But other than that, it looks pretty standard for what we expect out of this deck. The Hariyama, or as our group likes to joke and call it, the Harry Mama.
Harry Mama.
Its ability is like Double. You evolve and you boss. Other than that, nothing crazy. Over the Ignition Energy works with this as well. A lot of people were playing the Reversal Energy because the Hariyama hits for 210. So you can go Hariyama, Reversal, Max Belt, one shot like a Goldango or something with a single prizer, or Hariyama, Reversal, double Fighting Powerade to to hit the plus 60 to hit for 270, which will also let you one-shot Goldango. One Powerade lets you hit KO on Raging Bolt. So it lets these two become really good attackers into your worst matchups, which are Oko decks. Lucario does seem to be one of the most consistent and probably better of the new archetypes. Mega Guardy kind of is just an added in.
It too, yeah, as an add.
Yeah, and if you guys go back and look at some of our earlier talks with Tim, that TCG dad as well, we talked about how Mega Guardy is probably just going to be a one of.
Addition.
Same here. They're just kind of looking. For people wondering why the Abras are in the list, if they play the Pheasantipity, and even if they don't, what you can do is you can go drop down an Abra. So, like, if you expect something to get KO'd, you drop the Abra down that turn. Whatever got KO'd, let's say your Screamtail got KO'd, you push the Abra to the bench, and then put something else down. So then you can use the Stadium and draw a full 6 out of it. And then if that finds you another monkey or finds you the piece, a better piece, because you got to draw 6 off of your Stadium, then you use the Abra and throw it back in the deck. So you don't deck out. You can also put like tool cards and things like that in there so you can shuffle them back. But that's what that's for. You put it in there, you promote it to the active, you shuffle it. The other option is that what you can do is like, so let's say you needed to get a bunch of damage moved with Gardevoir. So you go, all right, something got KO'd. I push up Big Guardy, put some energies on it, move a couple damage counters with two Monkey Dories, and then I retreat into the Abra, and then use the Abra to get rid of stuff as well, to get it back in the deck. Push the Guardy back up, and you throw 2 more energies back on it. So you got to get 4 extra damage counters onto this Guardy to be able to use with Monkey Dory, which that makes 90 that you could have done. You pulled off it, which actually lets you hit one-shots on Goldango, because 2 Monkey Dories plus Guardy is only 250. The third monkey will let you get a Goldango KO. So without putting all the energies onto one Pokemon, that allows you to cycle energies and aggressively use your Dory. Looks like Guardy's still just doing Guardy things. This one isn't even playing the Mega Guardy. That just shows that people aren't really worried about it. Looks to be one of the more popular. This is still a little saddening to me that more people just need to shove the Psyduck in their deck. Like,
it shuts that down.
Yes, it like completely shuts this down. Because if they want to go Halucha, KO, Psyduck, cool. Night Stretcher, put it back down. Make them do it again. Don't let them use this part of the deck. That's the whole engine of the deck. But, again, like we were saying, if anybody wants to come and look through this stuff, the website is here. It's PokeKabook.com. And then you'll just need to translate it into English, which most computers and phones will give you the option to do that. Mm-hmm. This is a little interesting, having a Roaring Moon in the deck. I guess maybe it does play 1 E-Switch, so you can power up a Roaring Moon in 1 turn. I guess if it's too hard to get a KO with like 5 to 7 with Raging Bolt, you can just go Sada, 2 Darks, E-Switch, or Sada, 2 Energies, E-Switch 1 and attach the other Dark. It just gives you another out to an ancient Pokemon that can help blow stuff up. Beforehand, you probably didn't need it. Now with things hitting up in the range of 370 HP, it's getting harder and harder for Raging Bolt to consistently do that back-to-back. So you kind of just use it as a backup extra Sada. The Raging Bolt still just seems inherently good. This is one that I think Jesse Parker was using on Mahone's list. He liked the big basic no owl version. So you use the Kangaskhan and the Fez as draw engine, like they showed in the Armor box. Something gets KO'd, you shove Kangaskhan in the active, you draw 2, you Fez 3, you retreat back into your attacker, because then you get double Teodance, +2, +3. So that's now you're at 6, 8, 9 cards because of your top deck, plus Asada. You're seeing lots of cards without having to search. But that still means that you're just drawing cards.
Chimpao.
The Chimpao is just a stadium bump. For those of you who played in the Sword and Shield era, it's just a bigger version of Pumpkaboo.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Owlbolt. More bolts. Still playing the Kangaskhan. Looks to be like if you don't play the Owls, the Kangaskhan is filling in the gap. But if you are playing the Owls, there's no need for the Kangaskhan. And this is where I was ready to see some stuff.
Yeah.
The Big Lizard himself. Trolley version. I'm not sold on Trolley, but sure. Turn 1 Trolley plus PM Evo is always a good play. I did that when I played Dragapult Iron Thorns. Looks like they're using Tatsugiri, a double Monkey engine, and they managed to squeak in the Dust Noir line as well. This looks kind of similar to what I played to Worlds. 3-1-1-2, 2-1-2, 2-1-1, Chiyu, Fez. I didn't play a double Monkey, and I didn't play Tatsugiri, and I didn't play that, but the rest of it's pretty close. We didn't have this yet. This is the new Lily's Determination. I haven't seen a whole lot of them play.
No, that's the first one I've noticed on this.
Lily's Determination is if you have 6 prize cards, shuffle your hand, draw 8. And if you have less than 6 prize cards, shuffle, draw 6. So you can, if you're weak, you can force your opponent to not get max effect out of this by popping one of these guys because it gives your opponent a prize card. But also just in general, the first couple turns, drawing 8 cards is huge. Max Belt looks good, pretty standard. Arvin's and the Lily's Determination, that's kind of replacing research in the build, which is fine. I love my one of research, but you kind of don't want to throw stuff away. Charizard seems really good. Here's the duck in it. Let's go. It makes sense because Dragapult's one of your hardest matchups. If you take out the Dusknoir and Dragapult, it's a free game.
What is that?
What is what?
Insert that fire one.
That's a Chi-Yu. I don't like this Chi-Yu as well. It's just 60 plus 60 if you have a stadium for a fire colorless. And they're playing a Crispin to power it up. I assume maybe it's to go like, if you you can take a KO, but the next turn you're getting KO'd. In the mirror match, you can go plan it with Cypher for Crispin plus Counter Catcher and shoot up a Chi-Yu and take out like their Genesect.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's what you can get. You're not gonna get the Dango.
Yeah, because there's no modifiers here to help get anything else. And if that's the case, you might as well just play the other one anyway. But this also gives you a way to aggressively go. If like you're playing a stalemate against them, you can take the first 2 prizes with it. But it's a lot to ask for. Watchtower seems like an interesting inclusion for Dengo. Must be because the Raging Bolt matchup is probably getting closer to 50-50 if they can draw cards with the Mega Kangaskhan.
Yep, shutting it down.
It will shut down the Mega Kangaskhan. It also shuts down the Noctows.
Joltango.
Yep, Joltango like we were talking about.
That's pretty similar to what I've seen played.
This is playing a Trolley, which is not normal because
Other than that,
the Brock Scouting can literally find you
everything.
the whole list. You can get Brock Scouting for a Miraidon and a Latios, and if you got started like Iron Hands or Genesect, and that just gets them out of the active.
You played a Miraidon, so like...
Yeah, so it's not worth this unless you're using this as a pseudo backup for Miraidon, which I would just say play a second Miraidon if you're that scared.
Palm Catcher is just better.
This is an interesting build. I was wanting to talk with this about people. It's a 1 prize draw engine that helps, and this becomes a 1 prize attacker. Because the Solrock's attack is 70 for 1 fighting, and the only downfall is you have to have a Lunatone on the board. The Lunatone's ability is discard a fighting energy, draw 3. So you can just continuously ramp with that, and that's why you're playing these instead of these ESP like most play. But when you play 4 of these and one of these as well, this is basically fighting Fog Crystal. For anybody who wasn't around for Fog Crystal era, it was search your deck for a basic psychic or a basic psychic or a basic psychic Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing like Netball was a search for a basic grass Pokemon or grass energy. But that's just kind of how you can help get these guys out a little bit more effectively and find a fighting energy if you needed it. Another Soul Rock Lunatone version.
Lots of Dango being played. I see that.
Dango and Raging Bolt theoretically should just be good because they're consistent and they're not changing in a meta where stuff is new.
Yeah.
It's the same reason why Charizard is in like Dragapult will be fine because they're not going to gain or add anything. A little bit of Marnie's Orbeetle. That's funny because we have an Orbeetle card.
It's actually the only one that's been translated too.
What, Marnie's?
Every other one's had a weird name.
Well, they're calling Grimmsnarl Orbeetle over there.
Never mind then.
Because there's no Orbeetle in this.
I was getting ready to say. I didn't see an Orbeetle. Never mind, scratch that.
Cynthia's Garchomp, that one is actually translated, but they might just call it Garchomp over there. I'm not 100% sure. Now, this becomes a lot better, and I do like the inclusion of this.
Oh, wow.
But Tiger, why would they play a Stage 2 Grass Acceleration card for the Roserades? So anytime after turn 1, you can slap this down and evolve these guys instantly. So they can't just keep chasing Roselias to lower your damage output. Yeah, I'm not even Brijulis. You guys can make fun of me with that all you want. Mega Mawile. This is something that I thought was going to be an Armor box. It's we've had cards like this before. It rewards you for being good. So if you're aggressively taking prize cards, this is like it's like 80 times the amount of prize cards you have taken. So unlike Charizard and the new Reshiram and Zekrom that came out, this is rewarding you for being aggressive.
Quite literally, use your Duraludon or Archaludon, I'm sorry, to take out a 2-prizer and instantly make that go up to 160. And if you can squeeze out another single prize before that, now you're starting to hit KO numbers.
Right. So you go Dura, or Archa.
Yeah, my bad. I messed them up.
Yeah, same with me. You get 4 prizes with Archaludon, and now you're at that range where they're like, well, Archaludon just doesn't hit big enough numbers because you like Charizard. Charizard, you went and you hit you had the pieces to go Bomb plus like Black Belt Training. They don't have it in here, but if you had it, you go Bomb plus Black Belt Training. That gets you up to 280, and you can go chase down a Pidgeot. Now you KO'd that. They KO'd you back. You go around it, and you go to 1 prizer. And now you're at 8 times 5 is 400.
Yeah, you're knocking out anything.
8 times 4 is 360?
What? Yeah. 8 times 4. Yeah.
8, 16, 24, 32.
32.
So, at 4 prizes plus a bomb, you can KO a Charizard. If that helps you guys out. Poison Dawn again. But that seems to be it, guys. Just wanted to give you a little sneak peek of that. The Mega format isn't doing all that crazy over there. But this is early Mega format.
Yeah, way
So
early.
we need to give them time to see how it develops. And also, there's a lot of chefs over in the Western countries. We'll be able to figure it out ourselves.
Yeah, so as you can see here, like Tiger talked about, for you guys that back home want to check this out, PokeCA book. Just like up here in the website, PokeCA. I'm accentuating the E on Pokey. PokeCA book. That way you guys can check it out yourself. I honestly didn't. I've seen images from this before, but you obviously check this a lot more than I would.
I've do it every once in a while just because I like to see how interactions of other players deck building work, and so, that's just how it is. Everybody has a different thought process. If we all built the exact same way, we'd all be on the exact same deck.
Yeah. So while we were focusing a little bit there, last couple minutes, 20 minutes on megas, let's not forget we still have Frankfurt, Monterey, and Pittsburgh without the use of those mega cards. So before we get too far in the future, let's go ahead and draw it back a little bit and look at some of the stuff. I guess for us it'd be Monterey, some people Frankfurt the same weekend, and then for most of the North American players, at least on the East Coast, it's probably Pittsburgh. So I know we're hyped for Monterey. I'm definitely playing Dango. What 60? I don't know. But been trying to work on it. At least get the matchup situated. I get Charizard sucks, but like as much as I'm playing against it, we were talking earlier. I'll be ready for any build of Charizard because not everybody plays the same build. I found that out on live last ladder when I was playing. Pretty much got to Arc specifically on Goldango alone. A couple different card changes, but for the most part, every single match played was Goldango in order to get myself ready for Mexico. I don't get as much play time, so that was the best substitute, right? Live is not a bad substitute, just kind of sucks when it glitches, but it is what it is. What about you looking for Mexico, Frankfurt, Pittsburgh? What do you want?
Like I am excited to see how the meta rolls. I want to see if people just kind of copy what top 8'd, top 16 at Worlds, and that's the running. Or if people are going to be like, all right, I want to play what beats those top two decks. Because in theory, Goldango should have a really good matchup against Gardevoir and Dragapult. But then
really
that
struggled against them now.
That comes back to the way my personal style is. I like to say my deck beats 3 of the 4 best decks and take the matchup roulette. And that's what I'm going to do again at Monterey. We may change it up for Pittsburgh, we may not, but I will be taking Charizard to Monterey as well.
Cool.
I'm excited to try some authentic food.
Yeah.
But other than that, don't drink the water if you've never been there. Get bottled of water. Get bottles and bottles of water.
Yes, we will definitely make a Walmart trip or whatever kind of store they have there. I'm not sure if Walmarts are down there.
I mean, Walmarts are
everywhere.
Everywhere. I would assume that they have a Walmart because I think Monterey's not that far over the border.
It's really not. But also be on the lookout for the channel. We'll have some special interviews coming up while we're there in Monterey, before Monterey, Pittsburgh. We've been really working hard on trying to get a lot of reach out there to see who we can get on the show. Like I said, we're just 2 authentic guys playing Pokemon, traveling around the world. We love to show that, and if we can bring other people in to that can only help us further that cause.
Right. So if let's say one is a very high level player, one has an extremely good social media presence, and the other one's kind of an up and comer in the social world. But the 3 of them, all great people, and if you want to know who they are, you need to go find my post on either Verbank or on Twitter.
Yep. So that's your homework. Make you guys guess just a little bit, but help engage with us, help comment, like. That way we can get more reach out there and get to the bigger names and bring them into our show. But other than that, the rest of the crew will be in Pittsburgh. I know we're excited about that.
I think this will be the minus Nathan. Every one of the competitive bros and all the production bros will be in one place.
Yeah. I mean, I'll definitely be a little bit busy. I won't be able to do as much PR and playing. But that's fine. We'll find our time. I know we'll have bros dinner. We've made it a point to start to coordinate a bros dinner one night so that way everybody can sit back and chill. Usually it's Saturday.
Yeah.
It just depends on how late we get out of there.
Right. If too many of us day 2, then we'll move it to another day. But like, if most of us are just like, all right, I'm still good, I'm pumped, even if we got the day 2, so they got to work off some energy. I know Tim and Adriano like to work out after they work their brain out. I just kind of go to mush. I want to have a snack and go to bed.
No, I can get down with that. I know we've been talking about getting a little more out there, and we've been doing more walking, more running. I've been doing more running, so You know, it's all not all about Pokemon over here.
right? We trying to get swole with the bros.
Swole with the bros. But let's see what else I got on my list here. Like I said, Pittsburgh is definitely exciting. Everybody will be there. It's full force. And yeah, we talked about doing. We actually got time. About doing our interaction with the one we were gonna do last week. Remember?
Right. So one of the ones that people have asked about, and we know will get asked about, is, hey Sean, how does Meganium work with Prism Energy and one Grass Energy on a Pokemon?
So Prism. That's right. We need to pull up Prism Energy to go over it. So first off, Tiger, why don't you go ahead and tell them why this is a somewhat of a question that we've had and other people have had.
So with the Meganium coming out, there's been lots of people wanting to play just like straight Ogre Box, and Meganium does help your Teal Mask Ogre Pawn. The questions that people have been asking are, how does that interact with the other Ogre Pawns and the other special energies like Luminous, Legacy, Prism? How does that work? So, Sean, how does that work?
So Prism Energy says right here on the card, we'll read it exactly. This provides colorless energy. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is a basic Pokemon, this card provides every type of energy, but provides only one energy at a time. So on Meganium, it doubles the basic grass energy on the Pokemon. Unfortunately, while Prism Energy is fulfilling the color cost of grass, it does not become a basic grass energy. In order for any special energy to take advantage of that double up, it's going to have to say it gets created into a basic of that color. And that's the biggest thing to take away from there, is just the wording of the cards. We say this all the time. Make sure you read them. A lot of times we come up, well, there's a Sandshrew we saw earlier, and we thought was like the fix all, and it was just one word off, changing what we originally thought, you know?
So we were thinking about how to fix the Goldango matchup versus Charizard, and I just remembered a Sandshrew that was used as a counter for some of the mill, and it was used in mill and block, I think, at one point. But what the Sandshrew does is it stops your opponent from putting trainers back into their deck. I just thought it said it stopped your opponent from putting cards back into your deck, which is two big different things, because let's say the Sandshrew stopped any cards, it fixes Goldango's matchup against Charizard because they have to use a Super Rod
At some point.
to be able to take enough KOs to win the match. So the Sandshrew stops the energies from going back in, and it doesn't matter. But because it specifically says trainers,
cards.
it didn't work the way we thought it was. So that's just proof that even at our level of judging and of playing, we don't remember every single card every single time.
Nope. RTC, read the card. Sometimes that fixes everything. But yeah, back to the whole example here. The special energies, Prism or Luminous, or if it doesn't turn into a basic energy and says so on the card, it does not get the double up. It'll still count as an energy, and it'll still count for it, but it doesn't get doubled. And that's the key thing there.
Sean, if I use Teal Dance and then attach my Prism energy to a Cornerstone and E-switch my energy to the Cornerstone, does that grass energy still count as 2?
So the grass energy that was the Prism?
From the E-switch off the Teal Dance. Does that still count as 2 on my Cornerstone if I have a Meganium out?
The basic will.
So I will still have 2 grass energies because of the Meganium plus the rainbow effect of the Prism?
Yes. So you're taking it to the Cornerstone?
Right. So if I go Teal Dance, E-switch it to my Cornerstone, it now has 2 grass energies on it?
Yes.
And then I can attach any color I want or any other energy to still fulfill the needs. So that is how that would work, guys. If you are wondering if once it's been moved, if it still counts, it does. E-switch, Poppy, ends plan, whatever you want to do to get the energies onto your piece, it does still count because it is just a basic grass energy.
Grass energy is the biggest key there. Because I know I'll be looking. I already played Jungle Totem in my GLC, we were talking about whether Meganium's better. Playing both is a pipe dream that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because they don't stack.
They don't stack. There's really no reason to, but we'll see if one's better than the other. But the Lush Forest does come into
I do
play.
think that Tim did that research for us, and that it is better with the Meganium because the HP difference.
Okay, so that'll be something to look into. It kind of changes a lot that I've done with my GLC, but it's fine. We got to keep my mat and everything. You know what I mean?
I mean, you can still have your mat, but if because what the Jungle Totem has like 130 or something HP.
Yeah, it's a lot less.
Meganium has 160 HP, guys, so that is a big jump for your GLC people as well.
Yeah. So there's the interaction that we didn't get to last week, and we're rounding out to our hour mark. On wrap up, anything else you want to discuss, Tiger? I mean, we looked over a bunch of mega decks. No, I don't want to say mega because they weren't all megas. They were just mostly some of what was played already and reinvented. Maybe some new cards. Lily's Determination added some.
Now,
Stuff
some
like
of that could just be because that they some people didn't have the cards when they went and did the event. That will show that the format will evolve as people get more and more cards. Now, for us, Megas and the Psyduck will not be playable legally until Milwaukee. So you do have some time to get all that stuff and get ready for that format. We're going to get back to some of our tabletop videos after we get done with our move.
Yes.
For those who don't know, Shawn, myself, and my soon-to-be wife are going to be moving to South Carolina, Myrtle Beach area. So any low North Carolina and South Carolina players out there know of any shops to stop at, leave us a comment. Show us where to go. Get started at down there.
Yeah, we're once we get moved. I actually was getting ready to ask Carly for a location. We're still looking at exactly what type of place we're moving into and such. But that way, I can start reaching out to some professors and some leagues out in the area and see if we can map out a little. I don't want to say welcome tour, but
Yeah.
let's go check out this store, because we're still gonna do the same stuff. If only thing we're gonna be able to bring you more of the Gold Dang Bros, more tabletop videos, more on the spot live ladder Twitch channel plays for whatever reason, because we'll be in the same spot really working towards the game store that we hope to open.
But other than that, that's about it for us.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've got some special guests coming. We're gonna try and keep up with the "Hey Shawn, how does this work?" segment and get back to some tabletop. I'll be coming up with some lists of the mega stuff, probably right around Pittsburgh time, because that's when everybody will start looking at it. Our 60s are kind of set between here and then, so that gives me time to come up with some basic lists. If anybody wants a list to be tested out on the stream, shoot us a DM.
Yeah. I'd love to be the dummy to play it and mess it up so you don't have to.
Twitter, Facebook, put it on here. We will not quite what Azul does with his dude stream stuff, but more of we want to show our people that we do listen.
Yeah, exactly. So you tell us, we listen. If we don't, we're just gonna keep running off the wheel, and it seems that everybody does like the tabletop stuff. So again, I want to reiterate, we're gonna get back to it. Quite literally, if I showed you around this house or showed you around mine,
there's nothing here.
It's a tornado of boxes and things packed up and ready to get moving on to this next step.
And I promise, when we get back to it, not every video will have Shawn playing Goldango.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, it's just because I'm trying to play as much of it as I can, trying to see every single matchup. For me, again, it's trying to get all those. I know how to play Dango, but I need to know how to play against when I'm playing and change my path. That's the next level of my play. But I'm good. You good? All right, well, we'll sign off here. So everybody out there, episode 28, Lucky Draw Podcast, stay lucky.
Stay lucky, guys.